You know, it's funny. The world of crypto trading, it just keeps changing.
Yeah.
And one of the things that's really taken off are these peer-to-peer platforms like Binance P2P.
Yeah. Binance is a big one?
You get to trade directly with another person and set your own terms.
Truly.
It's like this whole idea of freedom, right?
It really is that direct connection.
Yeah.
Cuts out the middleman, the traditional exchanges. So there's a lot of appeal there.
You would think, though, that that directness would translate to, like, a safer experience in some ways.
Right.
A more straightforward experience.
Absolutely.
But we've been looking into this thing that's kind of a nasty surprise for some users.
Okay.
And that is the issue of payment reversals on these platforms.
Oh, wow.
You send cash, you get your crypto, everybody's happy.
Yeah.
But sometimes the cash just comes right back.
That's a big problem.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
And it is a problem for some users. You're right. The crypto side of these trades,
Yeah.
they often use the platform's escrow system.
Right. Which, kind of locks the crypto until both sides are happy.
It's that digital handshake.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's the fiat currency side that's vulnerable.
Right.
Because the money's outside of that escrow system.
And that is exactly what we're diving into today.
Okay, great.
We are going to figure out exactly how these payment reversals work.
All right.
What are the mechanics?
Yeah.
What are the pitfalls?
The risks.
We're talking about those times when the buyer sends the money, the seller releases the crypto, and then the payment gets yanked back.
I've heard of this happening.
Yeah, and we've got a story about a trader named David.
All right.
Now, David's experience is a really good example.
Okay.
That this isn't some, unlikely event.
Right.
This can happen to experienced traders.
It can happen to anybody, it sounds like.
It can happen to anybody. David was not a newbie.
Right.
He had been on Binance P2P for over a year.
Okay.
He had a good reputation. He had a lot of positive feedback.
So he's a trustworthy guy. Yeah, the kind of profile you look at and you go, okay, this guy seems legit.
I can see that.
But he ran into this nightmare.
Oh, wow.
While he was trying to sell some Bitcoin for fiat currency.
So even with a proven track record and doing everything right, you can still be at risk.
Absolutely.
That's scary.
So let's talk about what happened to David.
Okay.
David agreed to sell 2 Bitcoin to a buyer named Mark.
Right.
At the time, Bitcoin was around $40,000 each.
So we're talking $80,000 total.
Yeah, this is not small potatoes.
No.
What was reassuring at first was that Mark's account was fully verified. His transaction history looked clean.
So everything seemed fine?
Everything seemed fine. On the surface, it all screamed legit.
Right. And, Binance does have those KYC processes in place.
Right.
Know your customer.
Yeah.
They verify everyone's identity, with documents and even video calls sometimes.
That's pretty intense.
It is. And it's an important layer of security.
Yeah.
It's the first line of defense against scammers and fraudsters.
Right.
But as we're seeing, it's not perfect.
Not perfect.
Some people can still slip through the cracks.
Yeah, so David goes through the whole standard process on Binance P2P.
Right.
The Bitcoin gets locked in escrow.
Okay.
So that's good. That's the digital handshake.
That's there to make sure that both sides keep to their end of the deal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mark sends the $80,000 via bank transfer.
Right.
David gets the notification that the funds have landed in his account.
Okay.
He does his due diligence.
Checks his balance.
Checks his balance and makes sure the money's there.
Good.
And then he releases the Bitcoin from escrow to Mark.
That's the normal way of things.
That's how it should work.
Right.
Textbook trade. Right?
Yeah. That's how the system is designed.
Perfect.
That's how you want it to work.
But here's where things go south.
Uh-oh.
Less than 24 hours later,
Okay.
David gets a notification from his bank. That $80,000 payment?
Yeah.
Gone. Reversed.
How was that possible?
Mark had pulled off a chargeback,
Oh, no.
claiming the payment was unauthorized.
I can't believe it.
So now David has an empty crypto wallet
Oh, wow.
and $80,000 missing from his bank account.
Talk about a double whammy.
It's brutal. And to make matters worse, Binance's dispute resolution system didn't really help David.
Oh, so he had no recourse.
No immediate recourse.
That's so frustrating.
It was incredibly frustrating for him that he was just stuck.
It really shows you that even on these decentralized platforms, there are still risks.
Right.
Just because it's decentralized doesn't mean there's no risk.
Yeah. The financial world is full of risks.
Exactly.
So we need to understand how this can even happen.
Right.
How can you have a payment reversal even with these safeguards in place?
That's the question.
So let's talk about the mechanics of it.
Okay.
How does this work?
So the key thing is Binance's escrow. It's like a lockbox for the cryptocurrency.
Right.
But it doesn't control the fiat currency.
The cash.
Exactly. The vulnerability is on the fiat currency side.
So in David's case, he got paid with a bank transfer.
Right, a traditional bank transfer.
And those are actually pretty risky.
They are. You wouldn't think so, but they are.
Why is that?
Well, banks, they want to protect consumers.
Okay.
They have this thing called a chargeback, where
Yeah.
you can reverse a payment
Right.
if there was an error or if it was unauthorized.
Okay.
That's great for, buying stuff online.
Yeah.
But for crypto trading, it's a problem
Yeah, I could see that.
because the seller, they see the money in their account.
Yeah.
They think everything's good.
Right.
They release the crypto,
Uh-huh.
and then boom, the buyer does a chargeback,
Ouch.
and the money's gone.
It's like they're playing by a different set of rules.
Exactly.
Yeah. Binance is controlling the crypto,
Right.
but the banks are controlling the cash.
And they have their own systems.
It's like a mismatch.
It is a mismatch.
Yeah.
And it can really hurt people like David.
Absolutely.
It's not just the money.
Right.
It's the stress,
Yeah.
the wasted time,
Uh-huh.
the feeling of being cheated.
It's terrible.
It is.
And legally, it's hard to fight back.
It is. Especially if the buyer's in another country,
Right.
it can get really expensive.
You're talking international lawsuits.
Exactly.
Yeah, most people can't afford that.
No, they can't.
It feels like the odds are stacked against you.
They are. And that's why some people take advantage of it.
It creates an incentive for fraud.
It does.
Yeah.
Because they know they can get away with it.
It's a huge problem.
It is.
So what are platforms like Binance doing about it?
Well, they're trying.
Okay.
They've got these KYC processes.
Yeah, we talked about those.
Right. That's the first step.
Okay.
Make it harder for the bad guys to even get on the platform.
Makes sense.
They also have dispute resolution teams.
Yeah.
But those can be slow.
Yeah.
And sometimes they can't really do much.
Especially if the bank is involved.
Right. Binance doesn't control the banks.
So it's limited.
Yeah, their power is limited.
And I've heard they're cracking down on bank transfers
They are?
because those are so risky.
Yeah, they're encouraging people to use other methods,
Like what?
like stable coins
Okay.
or even crypto-to-crypto trades.
Directly on the platform.
Yes, that's the safest way.
Interesting.
They're also working on their escrow system
Okay.
to make it even better.
But ultimately, that only protects the crypto.
Right. Once the fiat currency is gone,
Yeah.
it's gone.
So what can we do as traders?
There are some things you can do.
Okay, give me the tips.
All right, tip number 1,
Yeah.
use a payment method with low chargeback risk,
Like stablecoin.
like stable coins, or
Yeah.
even better,
Yeah.
crypto to crypto.
Cut out the fiat entirely.
Exactly.
Okay, that's a good one.
Number 2,
Right.
always confirm that the fiat payment has cleared,
Not just initiated.
not just initiated, really cleared in your bank account.
Okay, so log in and check.
Yes. Don't just rely on notifications.
Good advice.
Number 3,
Yeah.
if you're trading large amounts,
Uh-huh.
break it up into smaller transactions.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly. Diversify your risk.
Makes sense.
Number 4,
Okay.
if anything seems fishy,
Yeah.
report the buyer to Binance.
Don't hesitate.
Don't hesitate.
Report.
It helps protect everyone.
And finally,
Yeah,
always use escrow.
always.
Never go off platform.
Never. Even if they offer you a better price,
Right.
it's not worth the risk.
Escrow is there for a reason.
Exactly.
So the bottom line is,
Yeah.
Binance P2P has a lot of potential,
It does.
but this payment reversal thing is a real threat,
It's a big threat.
especially with bank transfers.
Yeah, those are the riskiest.
So you got to be careful.
You have to be careful
The crypto side is protected,
by the escrow.
but the fiat side is not.
It's the Wild West out there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is.
It really makes you think
Yep.
about this whole idea of decentralization.
Uh-huh.
Is it really risk-free?
It's not. We've seen that.
David's story is a wake-up call.
It is.
We need to talk about trust and accountability
Yeah.
in this new world of finance.
Absolutely.
How do we balance the benefits of decentralization
Right.
with the need for protection?
That's the challenge.
Yeah.
And there's no easy answer.
It's a complex issue.
It is.
And as these platforms grow,
Uh-huh.
it's only going to get more complex.
I think you're right.
We need to find solutions.
We do. And it's going to be an ongoing process.
A constant evolution.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for joining me today.
It was my pleasure.
And thank you for listening.